Yes, I used to get to play this one with Doctor and Merle and Michael. Doc used to like it when we'd be riding down the road, Michael would be driving, and I'd be asleep in the passenger seat. And this fool would turn on all the heat on my face. You wake up and you're sweaty. I said, I don't want it on my face, I want it on my feet.
Doc would sometimes, when people would fall asleep in the van, he would put his foot in the wheel well as you come out and hit it back and forth like there was a flat tire and make you stomp on the brakes to wake the people up.
I said, Michael, you fool, I don't want the heat on my face. I want it on my feet, not my face. Well, I was born one morning. The rain was a-pouring down. I heard my mammy saying to my pappy, let's call him John Henry Brown. Walk on, boy. Walk on down the road. Ain't nobody in this whole wide world that's gonna help you carry your load. So walk on, boy. All right, Jack. Just about the age of 10. I got me a job toting water on the levee for the hard-working men. Called a walk-on boy. Walk on down the road. There ain't nobody in this whole wide world that's gonna help you carry your load. So walk on, boy. My pappy told me, some advice I'll give to you. Find you a woman, be good to her, and she'll be good to you. So walk on, boy. Walk on down the road. There ain't nobody in this whole wide world that's gonna help you carry your load. Walk on, boy. Guitar man here, Jack. Ask you, who's that fella Brown? Tell him I'm the boy who left his hammer smoking when they tore that steam wheel down. Walk on, boy. Walk on down the road. There ain't nobody in this whole wide world that's gonna help you carry your load. So walk on, boy. Walk on, boy. walk on down the road. There ain't nobody in this whole wide world is gonna help you carry your load. Walk on, boy. Walk on, boy. So walk on, boy. Just walk on, boy.
No, I'm not going to sing. I talk a little bit about Doc was a neighbor and lived over pretty close. And I'm not much of a picker, but I build guitars and stuff. And Doc hung in my shop. I think it was his favorite loafing place. And he'd tap on a piece of wood and said, "Son, that's an F chord. That'll make a good guitar." And just a piece of wood is amazing how he could hear stuff like that. But he'd hung out over there a lot, and he told me a story about this tune. And I think it's true. He said that back in the 60s, when he'd take a song and turn it into a guitar instrumental, they'd do that, and he recorded this tune called "I Don't Love Nobody." And when he recorded it, the recording engineer asked him the title of it to put down, and Doc misunderstood him and thought he was bragging on his picking, and he said, "Oh, there ain't nothing to it." And when the record came out, it had that title, and he always called it that. So I'm going to try to play it with cold fingers. Who's going to help? Everybody? I ain't much of a picker, but you got to sound good at this band. So here it goes.
was in a hotel in San Francisco. I was working for a show that was put on by a guy named Wavy Gravy. We got the news, and I woke up in the morning real early and looked out the hotel window, and well, it rained all night in Frisco. Now the clouds have rolled away, and the city lights are glistening out across the bay. Well, I think about Doc Watson, and I pick up my guitar to play, 'cause it's a Doc Watson morning, guitar picking kind of day. Now Doc's real name was Arthel, and he played electrical guitar. The beauty of his melodies were known near and far. And somewhere in the 60s, Doc picked up that D18, started picking them homespun tunes, clear water from a mountain stream. So I pick up my old guitar and I start to play. It's a Doc Watson morning, D18 guitar picking kind of day. Doc, he could play the Tennessee Stud and the Black Mountain Blues. He left a legacy for me and for you. The sweetest song I ever heard him sing was to Miss Rosalie. Oh, my darling, my darling, my heart breaks as you take your long journey. So in Deep Gap, North Carolina, some folks up there might say, hey, yes, it's a Doc Watson morning, guitar picking kinda Doc Watson morning, guitar picking kinda Doc Watson morning, D18 guitar picking kinda day. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, folks. Thank you, T. Michael and all the gang here.
Thank you, Pete.